Because I'm pretty sure Monday and Tuesday is the only day that show's dark.
All right, it is Sunday night. Time for Reckless Moves, a D&D podcast, live stream podcast. Which is it? Do we call it a podcast
Both.
if it's a live stream?
It could
Anyway,
be both.
I'm Michael Cremeen, I'm the Dungeon Master. And we have a couple missing people, but it turns out that Rockham and Gust had to go on a short quest to check on the ship while the rest of the party is determining, maybe doing some research and finding out about what's happening next, which is, to give a little recap, and then I'll introduce the players. So who is present? We have Colin, who plays Arthur. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, I'm Colin. I play Arthur, a tiefling bard, College of Lore. He's just a red big guy with some horns with some silver on him, in honor of Matt not being here. I guess since Matt's not here, Arthur can be the little guy of the group.
He's the second little one. Well, Oob can be a little person. So,
yeah, Oob doesn't count.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just a blob, it's fine. I can be big.
So, Mandy, what is an Ooblek?
Ooblek. Ooblek is a plasmoid warlock, and he, not humanoid, let's get that straight. He's just a blob of goo. And he's chaotic and fun and really kinks everybody's plans.
Yeah, that's witnessed. And then we have also with us today Roger, who plays Ridley. What is a Ridley?
Well, Ridley is a Shadarkai phantom rogue, emo boy. He likes to stab things, and he's got lots of different things he could do now. He's a pretty powerful guy. He can fly and turn invisible and become a ghost and
He can fly. He
kill
can fly.
lots of things.
Yes. And Rob, who plays Gust, who is an Air Genasi barbarian with a little warlock. And Matt, who plays Rockham, a auto-gnome artificer. Those guys are actually going to check on the Happy Cyclops and check in with the head of church, who is a colleague of yours. Well, the rest of you need to decide what you're going to do. So, party. You are you're ready to teleport when your party's ready to go into the abyss. But is there anything you guys want to do beforehand?
Did we look for Celesto?
I will say that the stones that Rockham has, and that also I think Arthur has one pair, you could use those.
Did we look for Celesto?
You do have one.
Really delayed.
You have a.
Oh, you're checking.
That was me checking Twitch.
You have a stone. Yeah, you have a stone for to communicate with Celesto.
Ah.
Who?
Well, let's dig that out.
Who has been doing who knows what?
Let's call Celesto on the stone, and so I guess Rockham has it. So
I think I have one. I'll hand my copy of the stone, my magic spoon, so to speak, to Oob.
Cool. And Oob's gonna take that and rub it together in his pseudopods.
Yep.
And go, hey Celesto, where are you at?
That's your 25. That's your 25 words you're gonna use. Hey Celesto,
yeah. Hey
where you at?
Celesto, where are you at?
New temple, Daddy.
Another word. Hey Celesto, what's good?
So,
Where are you at? You hear back.
At least it wasn't where you be at.
You are being of very few words, and I appreciate that. I
That's
have
what I appreciate
been
about you.
doing some clandestine research.
Sure, yeah.
I could meet you at the same spot we met last time, which would be the library in Elmer's.
Yes. Sick. Okay, so I guess I can't respond, can I? I've already used my one second.
Correct.
Cool.
What you have is you have a couple sets of stones. Actually, a few sets. You have one for the head of church, right?
Yes.
You have one with Celesto, and I think you have one with Agnon is the head of church now. Your old friend Bishop from the Tower.
Temple Daddy.
Temple Daddy.
Temple Daddy. So that's now what. So Arthur, you do have the knowledge of where the teleportation circles are in Alraziel, Celesto's Tower, and Figrove. Remember, you wrote that down when you went to visit your elf friend?
Yeah.
Before
So
the battle with Porphonos.
Yeah. So do we want to go meet up? Who do we want to meet up with? Where do we want to meet? Because I can get us there. Team.
Well, because I checked, you still have at Havage, which is and you have a hidden cart, which you covered up with leaves about 4 months ago, near the tower. 4 months of game time. Actually, well, probably in real time too. It's probably fine for you to, if you want to go to Vaj, if you want to go, you could fly, you could teleport.
What do you say, Arthur?
I mean, I'm down to do any of it. I mean, teleporting is fun because I have a spell for it. But
Do it!
well, we gotta decide where we're going.
Yeah.
Let me back up. Let me
You're
zoom out
missing
on
a
the map
step.
so you can see more of your options.
I thought we were gonna go meet Celesto.
Is he meeting us at the tower?
The library.
The library in Alraziel was where you guys
okay.
last saw him before he took off.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I will use teleport then, and we can
Alright.
all just teleport to Oursil. Let's go party. Okay.
And okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Configure. Make sure the vision's on because I forgot last time. There we go. And as you teleport right at the entrance, if you remember, the circle was hidden under this carpet, but you moved it and you were able to transcribe it down. So you have the ability to go here to the temple itself, Celesto's Tower, and also there was one. Well, we'll look at that in a second. But you have another one. Actually, there was one on the tree planet, which you haven't been to in a long time.
Yeah, I remember writing them down at the planning circle on Oob,
Yes,
and then
I've got a
Yes.
list of them.
after it, yeah.
So, you guys all bop in, and then you see Celesto already there and kind of sitting at one of these desks looking at some papers.
What's up, homie?
I think I appreciate your colloquial speaking, but in our
Arthur goes to
company,
give him
that's
nuts.
fine. But if we're going to be among the palace or dealing with where I think you want to go, you're going to want to blend in.
I mean, we've literally been to hell and back. I don't care right now. I'm just glad to be topside.
Yeah. So, fill me in on your journey into Avernus. I heard that Zariel has been defeated. His ship has crashed. Beyond
Yeah, we
that,
kinda
I
did
don't
that.
know, but Bell has taken power and is wanting to negotiate to avoid the blood war, because the one thing that will definitely depose a new leader who is, I guess, your friend
Yeah.
is to get into a war with a diminished army.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, you know how up here, like there was the temple that was like really or being led by the wrong person, and we kind of ousted him and put a better person in charge. And then at the Dwarven City, there was a bad person in charge, and we kind of ousted them and put a better person in charge. And at the other Dwarven City, there was a bad person in charge, so we kind of did the same thing. Yeah, it happened in Hell too.
So you basically seem to be experts in either fomenting or causing a change in power.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
We have a knack for it.
Just call us the DIA, Dungeon Intelligence Agency.
That was great. That was so good.
Well, let's keep these records and parchments that you've been keeping all these records on hidden for at least 100 years.
A good idea.
So how can I help? What are you doing next in your journey?
Let's look to our scribe, the emo elf, who normally
We-
keeps the best notes.
We've been trying to figure that out. We're kind of hoping that maybe you could help us
Well,
possibly decide what that next move should be.
Yeah. What we're trying to say is we're for hire right now.
there's a
Yeah.
there's a few options, and I have been spending time with Agnon to try to plan a defense of should the blood war spill in the material plane. But a little annoying imp told me that Bell has taken power and that the blood war can be avoided, but the person who I guess you did find Usus and find out what was going on.
Yeah. So we might have to go into the abyss.
Okay. I mean,
we're told is not a fun place.
it is not. Do you have... Actually, if you wouldn't mind, he does a little mind reading spell. If you allow that to happen, he can pull out what you've been through and maybe make a recommendation.
Who does he want to do that to?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
To
Go
all
off,
of you.
Celestial.
Oh,
I can't do this with you, young Rockham, but if you would allow. So
he's got a brain.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah, but
swimming in a glass fishbowl.
correct, but shielded from mind reading from the metal exoskeleton.
Leaded glass. I get it.
Something like that.
Leaded crystal.
Yeah. So.
He's like a giant Fabergé egg.
Oh, you knew a permanent circle, so you're like 100% where you wanted to go. I like the chart.
Yeah, that was just from using the spell slot.
Yep.
I'll allow it, but you might not like what you find in there.
So the question we have to ask ourselves, and I have, did you interrogate Usus to find out who was trying to cause this blood war to come into effect?
Kinda. We turned her into a coin.
Yeah.
How do you interrogate a coin?
You turn her back out of the coin.
Yeah.
Do you have this coin?
No.
Belle has that now.
Yeah.
Did Belle indicate any did anyone indicate any inkling of what to do in the Abyss, or do you know anyone in the Abyss you could talk to that could give you information?
Let me check my memory.
About that for a minute.
Gotta check my metal mines.
As you look through all your notes, you realize that there was a creature that you had freed. Do you have that in your notes?
Oh, the electrical guy.
Yeah, the dude that was chained up.
Right. Who was that?
I have no idea.
I may not have been in that session.
Yeah, he was chained up because he was basically a ward against the Abyss, I think. And then yeah, we set him free and he was very nice. And then he dipped.
Wait, was that the elephant lady?
No.
No, that's
different.
That's different.
There's a lot of NPCs in this campaign.
There,
And my
Yiggleblight.
memory's bad.
Yiggleblight. Yiggleblight.
No, that was the witch.
Okay. No, I don't have that.
Let me see. I might.
Celestial's
Some of my
just-
last notes are Usus needs to be defeated. So
Okay.
that's not the very last thing, but it's almost.
Sybarex? Sybrix?
Yes.
Yay!
Sybriax. Yes.
Sybriax.
Nice. Good job, Andy.
Oob is like thinking so hard that he's almost just like falling into himself. It's like, Sybarex!
That was around the
Sybriax.
time that Oob turned plaid.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And my note for that was Usus will pay for a Sybriax betrayal.
Ah.
That was my whole note on Sybriax.
Correct. And Usus was gave you the quest to get the sword and bring it to her, but it turns out she was actually working for someone to try to start this 1,000-year blood war between the devils and demons, between hell and the abyss.
The sword was taken by Sariel. Sariel, Lord Cash, was thrown backwards. Hidden from Sariel, bleeding Citadel. Must pass a worthiness test for the sword.
And you guys did that. And
We passed the test, and
so Cibriex owes you something. So if you were to, Cibriex inhabits, looking at notes, the 81st layer of the abyss, the layer of the twisted maw. And if Cibriex has been sent, it was released and sent back to the abyss, Cibriex knows so much.
okay. I mean, how do we get to the 81st layer of the abyss to visit our friend?
Yeah.
Large lightning blob.
Well, there are. Great question. There are portals. There's a portal layer that is well guarded, but if you've defeated Usus and you have access to the master portal, there's a. Let's look and see if we can find a map.
I find a
That's
map
not-
immediately.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Arthur put the map there.
Yeah.
I found something else that Ridley has that I had not added to my character sheet. There's a wand of fire bolts, lightning bolts. Sorry.
Oh yes, that's right.
That
You do
we
have
got from the Mind Flare base.
Huh.
Also from that, Arthur, you got a wand of web.
Yeah. I've used it.
Okay.
I used it
We've
when
got
we were fighting the
Can Bag of Tricks. Gus got the robe of scintillating colors that I think he wound up giving to Rockham, or did he give it to you, Arthur?
Yeah, it's not on
Or
me.
does he still have it?
I
don't
think
know.
I think he still got it.
Okay.
That sounds
Rockham
like
got
a
the gauntlets of ogre power.
robe of scintillating colors just screams Robbie.
Yeah.
So I don't think I got near that.
See if he's got that in his character sheet. Nope, that's features. I need inventory. Yep, he's got that. Okay.
I'm just making sure there's visibility on this.
You're good.
I have been pretty good about writing down the loot and stuff that we got.
That's
Yeah, you're
very
kind of the
important.
goat.
Oh, I need to just put a.
Oh, we should each have a vial with a bless spell.
Correct.
We use as a bonus action when
But
ourselves
mine
or
has-
somewhere else.
Mine has wish though. It's just something that I have.
let's see if you can see this. So Celestial rolls out, open a map, just to give you a sense of the what the abyss looks like.
That map is so big. How did you even lift it?
Good question. I'm very strong.
222 layers.
Whoa.
That's huge.
Yes, and you'll see that the Sibriex is not listed here, but he is definitely the I think it's the 81st layer.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yep. So each of these is accessed either by navigating the river Styx and traversing through all the levels, or using on the plane of infinite portals, a portal go directly to one of the planes. It is extremely well guarded, but it's not something you probably can't handle. Or you could, I know this is not your style, but you could perhaps sneak to the portal you need.
Arthur just like looks at our small, very loud metal person.
He's not very sneaky.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
And a gust.
I can be pretty quiet.
Uh-huh.
Clink, 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 clink. Yeah,
Well,
okay.
but I can fly now, so I can hover. I can hover quietly.
We could shove you in the back of
Meanwhile,
both.
Yeah,
he does this,
that's
and what you
the
hear
bad.
is as the boots, as the sound of the boots. That's how he hovers and flies. It's from his actual boots that have been modified. So you hear he doesn't fly silently. He flies like shh.
Like a jet engine.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
See, quiet.
Yeah.
Not so
Yeah.
much.
I understand you don't have ears, but damn, bro.
As long as we can avoid layer 66. I'm not a fan of spiders, and I haven't had a good history with the followers of Loth.
I would advise not exploring the abyss other than the layer you need to go to, and you have a specific purpose, because it could
That's fine with me.
extremely dangerous. I know you are.
But eventually, what if we could clear the entire abyss?
And
Sounds like a
That sounds
fun
like
game.
a different campaign.
and what, if I understand correctly, that you need more information about, but you've heard the name Grazit. Well, I need to. I don't know if I have. I'll put a token here real quick. Let me configure that. To make sure that there's lighting. Yay. Okay. I'll drag so that the people watching can see the map. I'll drag you guys over there. So if you are interested in going to Zelatar, can you see?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's make that
Whoa.
token real small. So the interesting thing about this, these layers that Grazit rules, is that you'll notice that there's the estate, which is the Argent Palace, actually is the one thing that connects the three layers together. The other thing that connects them together is the Salt River, Which salt sounds nice. Don't think that.
Uh-oh.
Like
But
too salty.
you might. Let's do a little research here and find out.
I've been told before that I was too salty.
Well,
I told them to stop licking me.
What?
the fog. We're using the modern names, not the actual original names. Layer Fogtown is kind of what it says, a layer of dense fog blurring out the blue sun so that it is, think about like a layer where you can barely get light. And Gelengast might give you an indication of the name with the word "gast" in it.
Yeah.
And Dark Flame,
Ghastly.
yeah. So we're gonna go back to the library. So I'll make sure you guys have those maps.
Okay.
So you can have those there, but I also have them. We can pull them up here. So you guys freed Sibriex, so he said that he owes you a favor. The favor could be information, because the one thing that happens in his domain is he has immense mind reading capabilities, as you all experienced, and has immense knowledge of lore and the history of every layer of the abyss.
Well, that sounds handy.
Yeah.
He's got a big brain.
He's got a big brain. One of the things, so there are some things about the about Zelatar, the city. The city connects the three layers, but the bulk of the city is on the 45th layer. I can't pull up an image. I'm not going into the map. So what do you guys
I think we go to the portal plane and then try to teleport to Sibriex.
Yeah, I guess we need to know how to get there, right?
On the 81st. Yeah.
Well, so I can give this to you. Let me just, so Zelatar is the capital city. The Argent Palace is within the streets are like unmappable because they're made into a labyrinth to confuse visitors, and you smell and hear like hypnotic music. So in this history that Celesto is letting you know that the entire place thrives on corruption, excess, and intrigue. Where like you'll find demons, mortals, lost souls. There's like assassination and blackmail are part of normal life. This is a very think about corruption as the core value of this place.
Yeah.
There's several places referenced. The Argent Palace is Grazit's like castle, and it's luxurious, and he has servants and advisors and guests. And it says it in quotes in the parchment. The best way to probably is either find someone to help you in getting access to the capital city, or you can disguise yourself as merchants or slave traders. This is Lesto just says it's up to you how you get there. I recommend against a frontal assault to an entire layer of the abyss. So,
but that's fun.
I don't generally do
is
frontal
power.
assaults.
People can be bought, bribed, and persuaded. But you have to find a way, either through interrogation with people you meet, or just disguising yourselves and deceiving your way through.
Us? Deceive? Disguise?
Never.
I don't think we do those things.
I prefer to just be invisible and walk in.
Oh, yeah.
That was
I
so mean of you.
I prefer to
Oh, yeah.
ride on your broomstick as you are invisible and walk in.
Well, there we go. Yeah, we have devised a method for the entire party to be invisible and silent and traverse some places, as long as they don't have the ability to see invisible things.
Yeah, which, in the abyss.
Yes, so invisibility might not work well against, a demon lord, but
Probably
we'll try
not.
our darndest.
Doesn't mean we won't try it.
I was gonna say, when did that ever stop us?
Some of us are smart, but I'm not.
And the others are tanky.
Roll a D.
Yeah.
Roll a D100, please.
All of us?
No, Arthur, who's the lore person.
58.
Cool.
58.
If it helps, my Arcana is plus 15, and my History is plus 9.
You're passive alone. I'm looking here. You are the researcher for sure.
That's why I went to college.
He's a smart guy.
And he gives you a couple numbers to go look up some books and maps upstairs. While you're looking there, he is reaching into his robes and pulling out some scrolls. Any? This is one thing you might consider is rather than going directly at this, you might find someone who has a bone to pick with your target.
With secrets?
So yeah, Cybrex might be one, but I'm sure that maybe somewhere on your journey, if you are lucky and find the right person, you might, find
Can I?
that the abyss is full of secrets, and if you could find the right person who might know these secrets, but I don't see much more in this library. I do see that I do have a. Doesn't look pleasant, but there might be a back way into the to the Argent Palace, so that at least you could avoid the massive pit fiends and guards that are, and Cambions and servants and slaves that are guarding the. Bless you. That are
Thank
guarding
you.
the good mute button control. It might be a way into the back, but I don't have any record of it here.
While he's talking, can I reach into one of his pockets and see if I can pull something out?
To Celesto?
Mm-hmm.
This is
Sure.
and this is an idea.
Roll a stealth check, and I'll roll a perception.
Sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a 6. That's only a 27.
Okay.
Show off.
Perception. It doesn't have like.
Oh,
Okay.
in that one.
Yeah. He's very focused on the maps. I need you. Okay. So. All right, you pull out a scroll.
So I pull out the scroll and I just lay it on the table and open it up. So what about this one? Laying it out like it's a map.
Wow, you. I was distracted. Your skills are getting better. Very impressive.
But is it going to help?
Well, what you don't have is a map. You have
Ridley is slightly above average intelligence, but average wisdom.
There's.
He's trying to help.
And he's doing a good job.
They thought maybe Celeste forgot something, so he's reaching into the pockets that he saw him searching.
Gross is like one of the most cunning like demon lords of the abyss. Like he basically schemes and betrays people, and but he has made a lot of enemies over the years. He's controlled 3 layers of the abyss, and there's often rivals. So his main rivals are Demogorgon, Orcus,
His
and
upstairs
Baphomet.
neighbor, or downstairs neighbor.
Yeah, Orcus and Baphomet. So if you remember that map, yeah, Demogorgon is definitely, he hates Grazit so much. And the note that you bring back, so so Grazit has a potential weakness. He has had I'll summarize and say an on again and off again romance and hatred for, you see the name Igvilv. And Igvilv is extremely powerful witch. And
Roger knows who that is.
And
Mandy and Colin know who that is too.
But you see Igvilv, his name, but he Celestial's like, I seem to remember Igvilv is has been through deception. Has been many names, but I knew her as Tasha.
She used to have this cauldron.
Mm-hmm.
It was really powerful.
She ever have like a really crazy laugh?
And they during one of their on times, Igvilv actually became, well, I don't know the details, but gave birth to Ayuz, who's a demigod.
Whoa.
You hate to see it.
So she's known as one of the greatest spellcasters ever. I mean, some people over the time have transcribed some of her spells. And they basically
I once knew a rogue back on the Sword Coast. He dabbled in some of the magics, and he only knew one spell, but everybody called him Giggles McGee.
Yes. So there was a time, I don't know how many thousands of years ago, but Tasha actually betrayed Grazit, imprisoned him for some time, and used her magic to form some of her most powerful spells. And he escaped and went back to the Abyss, but the last anyone knew in any of these records, Tasha might be in the Abyss, might be on the material plane, might be on your plane.
We may have to find Tasha and get her fired up about how pissed off she was at Graston and take her with us.
Well, you've got to...
That could work.
that could work. How would you? So Celestia's. I don't know how we would find her. I don't have any, material. I don't know scrying. Does anyone have in your?
I think I do.
I don't.
Hold on. Let me flip through my
This going to be another oob for the win?
maybe. Oh, yeah. Wait. Sorry. I do. Found it.
You have scrying?
Yeah.
Okay. Link the spell so that everyone has this,
Okie dokie.
if you can.
I will do my best
So
to save you
Celestia
guys.
So you might be able to scry. Because if I recall correctly, I haven't looked up this in a while, but you have a sensor, and as long as you can, I think you can hear, or here, I'll look it up.
I found it in my thingy, but I don't know how to share it without casting it.
That's okay. I could share it.
Yeah, there used to be a button for info, and that button's gone.
Oh.
But I just noticed that Ridley
There
literally
you go.
can't roll less than a 27 on a sleight of hand.
So you have
Oh.
a focus.
Oh.
You have a focus. You have, and there's basically you do have. You've heard of the target, so you have a plus, and you don't have a you have a picture in the scroll. There's like a sketch. Okay, so cast a spell and I'll roll the. If you're going to. So you're trying to find Tasha.
Yes. All right, I will cast it. And where did you go?
It's on there. I'm making a private wisdom save. Oh no, I'll do it public. Wait, why? No, I was
I cast
targeting.
it.
I had my. You saved against your own thing. Let me.
Oh.
I'm.
I don't know how I did that. I didn't click a button.
It's all right.
No, he rolled.
Ah,
But you saved, oob.
woo!
You're not scrying
One
on
good
yourself.
roll for the night, guaranteed.
I'm looking up her stat. There we go. Oh, Jesus.
Uh-oh. That sounds not ideal.
Ruh-roh.
Actually,
Yeah.
wisdom is the only one that's not like a +9, +17. Okay. Oh, advantage on the. Okay. So wisdom 12. +20 +1. Nope, 1. Oh, dude. Advantage though. So let me. So you let me read this. I'm reading the it's Tasha.
Oh.
Double checking on the scrying. Yeah. Okay, so you can see or hear through this sensor What you see is have you seen this before? I have to pull up on you.
I've got notes ready.
So Ridley could potentially roll a 37 on a stealth check. I mean, on a sleight of hand check, which I think is pretty awesome. Same with
Nice.
stealth.
So you have a plus 21, is that right?
Plus 17.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's what I have.
Plus 17.
I got a plus 17 on performance and persuasion.
Yep. But it's got
Okay.
some kind of a thing where the minimum he can do is a 10. So if he
Gotcha.
rolls anything under a 10, it's a 10. So the minimum he could roll is a 27.
Nice. That's pretty sick. Makes
Um,
it easy.
okay, so oh boy, it's challenging. I'm trying to figure out what to reveal and what not. So you see, the sensor succeeded, and
Yay.
you see, it says 10 feet, right? Moves with the target, meaning 10 feet with the duration. And what's the duration? 10 minutes. Okay. You see a beautiful woman, brunette, wearing white silk, and she is sitting in front of a like an L-shaped desk where there's papers in front of her, and on the left there are, it looks like some vials and things you haven't seen before. It looks like almost like a it looks like ink, but it has a weird consistency, and there's a big paintbrush sticking in it, and you can hear and see. So she's you actually know, and I think you might you know polymorph, correct?
I do.
So you recognize you recognize some of the scrolls.
Can I tell that Oob is like Oob looking in like a basin of water, or is she like zoned out? Can I
It's
see?
it's a focus. What is your focus? Your spellcasting focus that you spent money on? Was it a crystal ball or was it a bowl?
I think it was a crystal ball.
You bought it a long time ago, remember? Was it a ball or a bowl? Oh, it was a
Arthur
crystal.
or
It
me?
was a crystal bowl that you actually acquired. Oh gosh, I can tell you. Oh, in the you found it downstairs, of the asylum when you guys snuck in, and you found this stuff in the laboratory where you remember you were finding where they were making flesh golems.
Yeah.
In that laboratory, you found a crystal bowl. Not
I
bowl.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I I didn't remember this at
Okay.
all. Okay, it's a bowl.
Okay.
You know what? I think Rockham found it and gave it to you.
Ah,
'Cause he
okay.
didn't need
That
it.
would make sense.
Um,
So as she's staring into her crystal bowl, I'm gonna walk up and pat her on the shoulder and cast True Seeing.
Aw.
what
And
is
that'll give her
True
true sight. It gives her true sight.
Oh,
Just to, if I
But
can,
would that work? Would that work through scrying?
I don't know, but I imagine we're probably gonna
It's
have a
worth a
long
shot.
rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
would
Yeah,
it
I
work
can't move
through-
my character, so it's not letting me cast it, but
I-
so I gotta.
Oh.
Games.
Oh, I can do that here. Let me read that.
Well, now I'm blocked by a wall. Hold on.
There you go.
By the way, she rolled a 4 and a 2
Nice.
with advantage.
Eight.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a pretty animation.
True sight. Well, you're scrying. I've never thought about that before.
I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're probably gonna have a nap after this, so I'll get my spell slot back anyway.
There you go.
I'm going to use
That's
Rule of
spirit.
Cool and allow that to happen because there's nothing that says it can't. So,
Yay!
so in this kind of like office space you have with this true sight that you're using, you see through the scrying.
Yes.
There is an illusionary wall that you can see through, and the window is blacked out. Yeah, I'm just gonna allow that to happen. Why not? Just a second. Let me pull up Alra's skill again. I'll just pull up on over here. Okay, so you see basically, although the window is opaque, you can see through it,
Mhm.
and you see what looks like like a desert, like it's you see wind blowing some sand, and then in the distance you see what look like little, like, some date palm trees and some desert palms.
Love it. Boob's gonna get all crackly if he goes there.
Or
And
just
so-
covered in sand.
And then
Yeah, he's like a ball of cookie dough that's been rubbed around in sugar.
and then you see her on
Okay.
the sidebar using a crystal ball, not like the bowl you're staring into with liquid
Yes.
that lets you look at this. She's looking through she casts a spell, and you see her looking at the inside of some kind of a throne room.
Oh.
In the
Okay.
distance, you see there's a very attractive man sitting. sorry, not a throne room, it's definitely an um, ornate room, not a throne room, sorry, ornate room, and there's a very attractive man, probably the most handsome, like a 10 out of 10.
A dime.
Oh yeah, this guy actually. You don't see this, but you see her doing this, and because you can see in the room,
She's
how
looking at
well
Chris
you see-
Hemsworth.
Yeah, it's like you're scrying in the scrying.
Oh,
Um,
he's a little peeping Tom.
Oh.
well,
So are
you're a
you.
peeping
That's true.
oob. You're a little peeping oob. And that's kind of what you see, is that you get a sense that
He's doing the same thing you're doing.
Correct. And
But it's okay when I
but there
do.
are lots of papers and notes, which are not in a language you understand. I
Okay.
checked.
Okay.
So it's actually. Do you know Infernal?
I do,
Oh,
but
No.
I've
No,
not
but-
seen it.
Only Arthur.
Yeah.
doesn't help.
Okay. However, you do know what it looks like, just like you just like we could recognize like Chinese characters,
Yeah.
or Russian Cyrillic characters, right?
Yes.
So you kind of you've seen an Infernal before, so you think these are written in Infernal.
Okay.
You've seen Arthur writing notes to home.
And she, after looking at this, she only looks for a second. She's not. Yours is about to expire, but she puts the ball into a drawer,
Yes.
takes the papers that she's been writing, opens up her drawer, the desk top drawer, puts the papers sliding in there, turns the key, and then takes the necklace and puts the key under her robe. And this robe that she's wearing is just beautiful.
Hmm.
She's a very, very attractive woman.
Okay. And she has a key on her necklace under her robe. I feel like that's going to be important. You'd be so proud. Oh, you can't.
Well,
The blur background doesn't like my notes, but I wrote a whole page.
And then the scrying ends, and you can fill in people what you saw.
Okay.
So basically, we have to get into her ropes.
sounds like a problem for Gus.
Ridley starts cracking his knuckles. I'm your man.
That's hysterical. Oh my gosh, I love that. So yeah, I'll
So
tell the party what I
I'll
know.
roll an insight,
Inside.
since you were the one that were looking at what'd you get?
10.
Great.
I'm tired
Actually,
from
okay,
scrying.
so Rockham adds D6.
Could I give her Bardic Inspiration to use on it?
Aw.
Yes. And
Okay,
between
cool.
the Bardic Inspiration minimum and this, you remember, and you pull up your map of Alberzeal.
Yes.
Well, Alenoria, actually. And you, even with that, like that extra roll, so it's 17. You do remember that you guys at one point went to capture um, was it was a you captured someone in the desert, and you'd have to check your notes because I'm not going to spoon feed you everything. But you had
Is that the
captured
guy who was in the? There was like some kind of overturned carriage or something. It was way early.
That was after we overthrew Havaj.
correct.
Oh, okay. Arthur remembers.
It was, gosh, back in 2023.
Whoa, that's bananas that it's been that long.
Yeah, you've done a
Ooh.
lot.
A-N-A-N-A-S. Sorry.
Go Gwen. Go Gwen. So I imagine the bardic inspiration was like, oops, like really thinking, and it's on the tip of his tongue. And then Arthur comes over and like thumps him on the forehead,
Yeah.
and then I go, "Oh yeah."
I was imagining it being like, "Hey, Mama, let me whisper in your ear."
You gotta make an ear.
Yeah.
So you
Ear
just to
grows out of
narrow
the
it
side of my
down,
head.
you've got you remember that there was it's only one of two places that it could be based on what you saw, because you saw a desert environment
Yes.
with wind and blowing, and actually saw palm trees in the background, so you know
It's an heiress somewhere.
Yes, I'm moving it for the stream. Yeah, based on the trees you saw, which were like date palms, and those don't exist very close to the other because they're different trees up near Raima. So deduction says she might be in the material plane in Eris doing something.
Got it. So we should head there then.
How?
I look over. Arthur?
Well, you don't have a teleportation.
I don't have a
circle anymore
TP there,
today.
yeah.
Oh, well, I think I can teleport us.
Where's our ship?
The ship has
yeah.
been worked on, and actually, where Rackham and Gustar are going to check on that ship. So you are in the library, and it wouldn't be very far to go to the actually Alrazil City, because you're in the the libraries that you go to. Actually, it's in Alrazil City too. So the library is here, and you basically within about 15-minute walk you can go to the main temple spire and check on your ship. You could also stop and say hello to Temple Daddy, if that is to head of church Agnon.
PD.
And it is, you're seeing a lot more, as you know here, you're a lot more activity, a lot more people on the streets than last time you were here. There's, from where when you exit the library, you're seeing carts with war horses being drawn, going to and fro. Seems a lot more merchant activity than last time you were here. Because you had also kind of getting rid of Porphonos and putting Agnon in play and letting people have everyone have licenses for magic. Very popular policy.
Hey.
I mean, I'm down to head that way. We can go bend TD's ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen him in person for a while.
Well, you go up to the temple doors, and the guards actually both step aside and open the doors for you, recognizing you from previous, well, the whole battle of Porphonos that took place on the temple steps around the fountain out front. So the people remember, and they look and see a plasmoid and a tiefling, and they, the Happy Cyclops shipping company. We have a permanent. You have a permanent badge that you have,
Mhm.
right? So, please, Monsieur Agnon will be with you shortly. But I would be happy. Would you like some beverages? Can I bring you some food? What can we do for you?
If you have any charcuterie, that'd be cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will
And
have
ale.
We will have the kitchen bring that up.
And ale.
And ale. And I think one of you, I know that one of you likes whiskey and stronger ale. Yes, that's truth.
That's truth.
That's what Gus speaks of. That is the facts. When I get strong, like I likes my women.
I mean,
Oh, Gus.
accurate.
Strong and can
Beard.
cause you pain.
With beards.
Well, beards are optional, but she was quite attractive. Yes. I have to stop up there. I got my, I have to stop and say hello. You know, maybe I could do that. So, Gust and Rockham both join you in the foyer, where they have brought out a table, and you're in these it's a warm environment, it's perfect temperature, and you have these velvet couches and chairs sitting around. They bring out a charcuterie board, ales, wines, glasses, and a big vegetable tray.
Nice.
And we have some meat-soaked napkins.
Yes! Oob's like, thank goodness.
And the concierge gives you a wink, knowing. So we stocked up on napkins.
Oh, I appreciate that.
So
That's what I appreciate about you.
Neat. Okay, well, oops, pegging out.
Yeah, Woob's in hog heaven.
I think you are. And while you guys are eating and drinking, Agnog comes in. My friends, I understand Celesto has filled you in. He was in the library doing some research. We have had some spies.
Oh.
Nice.
We've bribed some people, and this is between us because obviously the church should not get involved in such various things, but nonetheless, we do want to have our confidential informants. We believe that the Lord responsible for fomenting this war and causing each side to hate each other, it turns out that there was a kind of a pact between Garazit and Zariel.
Oh.
They both really enjoyed and took advantage of these wars to gain more territory, to try to open up the material plane, to enslave people, to take over cities, to infiltrate the highest places of power. They have, if you remember, Cain and the former head of church were all being influenced by Grazit. He is a master manipulator, master of politics, and everyone that was in charge before you killed them, get their pirating out of it, their slavery ring is broken. You have helped heal this kingdom. But there has still been the possibility of that blood war spilling up and happening to the planet. Oh, that's right. You forgot the name of the... Oh, Erendin. There was the planet Erendin that was where the blood war spilled out and turned into an ashen, basically an ashen lava. This once lush planet was in the material plane was reduced to fire and lava. Almost no one survived. And we don't want that to happen here. So I've got some informants. I know that you helped break Zariel's rule over Avernus. So that, like, the devils seem like they're in hell. It seems like you have made them a little weaker. But by doing so, and weakening the control over Avernus, although Bel has back in power, is more balance. But there's still no one stopping the Demon Lord Grazit from still manipulating, and we need to stop him before he gets back into not just Alenoria, but back infiltrating the temple and are cleaning out of Al-Raziel and cleaning out of the temple structure. So I don't know where that leaves you. I think it leaves you with some approaches and decisions. You have an ally in Sibriex. You also have possibility of you have an idea where, at least in the moment, where Tasha is hiding on the material plane here.
You don't have any spies on her, do you? With eyes on her?
It's difficult to place spies upon, and actually, your scrying has revealed us more than we knew.
You're welcome.
We did not.
Simple Daddy, what would you do without us?
Well, we'd probably still be under the thumb of slavers and traders and traitors, not traders, with a T. And most of these cities would still be run, and the temples run by corruption. The only way to really stop it is either to strike a deal or defeat Grazit. Whichever approach you can accomplish, getting through to the Argent Palace and through one of the 3 layers is going to be challenging. But I do like your idea of consulting with Cibriex.
And getting Tasha all fired up and pissed off at Groust again.
Good.
Well,
The Abyss have no fury, like a woman scorned.
Like Natasha scorned.
Yeah.
depending. Yeah.
She's-
She won't be laughing.
She's pretty, but she's scary.
Yeah, she's pretty scary.
Yeah,
And scary pretty.
scary pretty and pretty scary.
Nice. Well
Covers
played.
both.
And with that in mind, let's end tonight and you guys ponder. And when Matt is here next week, and depending on work schedule, if Rob is here, then proceeding to one of your choices. And for tonight, we'll see you next week. The Super Bowl should be all completed before we start our game. But
Oh,
Yeah.
We're hockey people anyway.
Yep.
Oh, that happens.
I'm with you. My team's not in it, so
That happens next week.
yeah. But we'll all be on, and if it goes longer, we'll tell you who won.
Yeah.
I truly just want to see
Spoilers.
the chaos that happens if the Eagles win, even though I doubt that will be the outcome.
Oh yeah, they're not known for the calm. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
great session, guys. Got a bit of
Swifties
lore.
will riot.
The scrying was clever. The scrying of the scrying. I wonder if this, like, it's a little bit like you broke the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere somebody's head is exploding because you allowed that to happen.
Yeah, it's like when you put 2 mirrors up to each other and it's just like,
Infinity.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you next week, and everyone have a great week. See you next same bat time, same bat channel.
bye.
Huzzah.
Bye.